to Yoga with Danielle. Today we're going to use a strap as one of our props. You can also use a towel or a scarf, dog leash, get creative. And also if those are not handy, you can also just use your hands as well too. The strap just makes it a little bit easier to do some of the stretches that we'll be doing today. So we're actually going to get started on our backs first. So go ahead and find a nice, comfortable position all the way down onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice little hug. Rocking from side to side. Massaging your low back. Oh, this feels so good right away. This is my first movement of the day. It feels amazing. Go ahead and stretch your legs out nice and long onto your mat. Arms up over your head, giving yourself a nice big stretch. Let your rib cage open up, let your back arch. And then exhaling, gather your knees back into your chest, hug in, get nice and small here. Again, rocking from side to side if that feels good, or you can find stillness as well. Okay, one more time, just like that. Stretching your legs out nice and long, arms up over your head, feeling that expansion through the front of your body, letting your back arch. And then exhaling, gathering your knees into your chest, hugging in. Finding movement or stillness. Okay, good. Then slowly place your feet down onto your mat. Okay, we're going to start with our right leg. So we're going to fold our right knee into our chest, and this is where you can use the strap behind your leg if you'd like. Okay, so I'm kind of wrapping it around my hamstring here, or again, you can just interlace your hands around your leg. And we're just going to focus on the ankle here, okay? So we're going to draw circles with our ankle 5 times in one direction. And then slowly reverse the circle, going 5 times in the other direction. Okay, good. Okay, and then slowly just flex and point your toes, flexing through your ankle and pointing. Good, and then slowly, again, this is less about a hamstring stretch, okay? And this is really about stretching behind the knee and the calf and the ankle. So you're gonna flex your foot, stretch your leg up towards the sky, and then gently just bend your knee, pointing your toe down. Good, okay, so flexing as you lift your leg up towards the ceiling, and then pointing your toe to bring your knee and leg back in. Good, flexing to rise up, stretching behind the knee, engaging the quad, and then pointing the toes and slowly lowering back down. Good, flexing here and pointing. Good, let's do one more time. Again, about 4 or 5 times on each side, okay? Don't worry too much about it. Good, all right? And then from here, just kind of hug in. See if you can relax your hip and then really anchor yourself down through this left foot and through this hip, okay? And we're just gonna do small little circles in one direction. Again, about 5 little circles. And again, these can be small, and it's really about stabilizing yourself on this left side. So notice if your hips are moving, okay, you don't wanna have big movement, you want real small movement, and then reverse your circle 5 times in the other opposite direction. You can keep your hands on your hips to kind of help to see if you're staying stable, or arms down by your sides, that's fine. Okay, good. And then slowly just lower your right leg down, and then we'll do the same thing on the left side. So fold your left knee in, and then again, strap behind the leg or interlace your hands around your left hamstring, and then just focusing on the ankle. So 5 circles in one direction. Again, notice how this side feels. Maybe it's a little bit different, maybe more cracks and pops. I know for me on this side, I have an ankle injury, so it is still not quite the same as the right side. And then reverse your circle. Okay, just all these observations, just noticing, recognizing them in your own self, in your own practice, okay, good. And then flexing and pointing. Still cracking, that's okay, that's all good things, okay. And again, it's just for you to observe and notice the difference between your sides. Good. Right, that's how that self-care, how we build our self-care, right? By really tuning in and listening to our body. Okay, good. And then again, this is less about the hamstring stretch. We'll get to that later, okay? But for now, focus on just lengthening the back of the knee, the back of the leg as you flex your toes up. You're gonna point and then bring your knee back down. Good, flexing your leg, point your toes, and then lower your foot back down. Good, flexing, lengthening, pointing to lower. Good, flexing. And again, just about 4 or 5 times on each side. Okay, good. And then we'll slowly just relax, and then we'll do those little circles, and again, really stabilize through the right foot, the right hip, and small little circles in the hip socket, about 5 times again in one direction. Good, and reversing. And slowly lowering that left leg down towards the right. Good. We're going to come into rolling bridges now, okay? So again, feet will be hip distance apart, knees and everything all in line here. And then inhaling, lifting your hips up towards the sky. Root down through your feet. Hug your inner thighs in towards your midline. And exhaling, slowly lower right back down, nice and slow. Once your tailbone touches, inhale to lift your hips back up towards the sky. Check in with your breath. Exhaling, slowly lower right back down. Inhaling, hips lift up towards the sky, rolling up, peeling up, really rooting down through your feet. Exhaling, slowly lowering right back down. Okay, we'll do one more just like that. Inhaling, hips lift up towards the sky, pressing down through your feet. Everything moving in towards your midline. And exhaling, slowly lowering right back down. Good. Right ankle is going to cross up and over your left knee. Okay, so press your right knee away. Stay strong through this right foot, excuse me. So you want to stay strong through this right foot. And then we're going to lift up, coming up into bridge pose. And again, I like to put my hands on my hips so I kind of notice if my hips are dropping, if they're staying level. Okay, you are welcome to do that, or keep your arms down by your sides for more stability. And then we'll slowly lower back down. Just 3 times in these little single leg bridges. Okay, so inhaling, hips lift. Keeping your hips level, really root down through that left foot, and slowly lower right back down. Last one, inhaling, hips lift up towards the sky. Good, exhaling, lowering back down. And we'll come to that figure 4 glute stretch. So interlacing your hands around your left hamstring, finding softness through the front of your chest, even through your neck, your throat, your face. Try to find a little bit of lightness, softness. Smiles are welcome. Good. And then any little movement you want to add in here for your figure 4, that's wonderful. Okay, so you don't always have to find pure stillness in some of the poses. It's nice to kind of move around and shift. Okay, we might get a nice little angle here where you might feel the stretch a little bit different. Okay, good. And then slowly release down, and we'll switch sides, okay? So now left ankle crosses up and over your right knee. 3 figure 4 single leg bridges here, okay? So inhaling, hips lift up towards the sky. And again, try to resist the urge of letting your knee fold up towards the sky. You want to press it open, but keep that left hip lifting up as in line with your right, and then slowly lower right back down. Inhaling, hips lift up towards the sky, press and ground into that right foot. Exhaling, slowly lowering right back down. One more. Inhaling, hips lift up. Finding that stableness through that right ankle. Exhaling, lowering right back down. Figure 4 glute stretch on the left side. Okay, good. Again, finding a little bit of movement here if that feels good. And again, just notice if you're holding any tension in your head, neck, and shoulders, and let that all go. good. Gently release your hands, lower your right foot down, unwind your left leg, and let's go ahead and stretch our legs out again onto the mat, arms up over your head. Good, give yourself a nice big stretch here. Okay, great, and then from here we're gonna come into Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet together, knees out nice and wide. I'm just gonna place my hands just right on top of my rib cage here. Okay, so feeling this external rotation, okay, and then we're gonna play with that just a little bit here, okay? So externally rotating in the hips, we're gonna slowly bring our knees together to touch, placing the soles of the feet back down onto the mat, okay? So here's like neutral, maybe slightly a little internal rotation, but more neutral hip here, okay? And then from here, we're gonna open the knees back out, soles of the feet together. Good, and again, if you need a little bit of assistance, you can always use your hands to help guide your legs together and to also guide them as you open your legs back out, okay? So your choice, using your hands, or again, you can be a little passive with your arms. Good, and just moving in and out of this neutral leg position, and then coming into external rotation. So let's just do that 2 more times, letting the inner thighs work and the outer thighs. Good. 1 more. Knees come together to touch, feet plant onto the mat, and then slowly opening your knees back out. Good. From here, go ahead and straighten your legs out onto the mat, and then allow your legs to be about mat distance apart. So just open your legs out a little bit wider. And then we're going to take this right ankle, or cross it up and over the left ankle, and then stretching the arms up over your head. Okay, if you want a little bit deeper stretch, you can lift your shoulders up and lean a little bit more over to the left side so that you're coming into this nice big side bend stretch on the right. Okay, keep your legs active. If that allows you to feel a deeper stretch, or again, you can relax your legs, and you may even get a deeper stretch that way as well too. So you can kind of play with being active and passive here. Breathe into that right side body. I feel this today really where my ribs and my hip connect. Okay, so in that psoas, that abdominal space there. I'm a little tight there this morning. Okay, good. Slowly unwind, come right back out. Legs as wide as your mat, arms up over your head, and we'll switch sides. Left ankle crosses up and over your right, legs are straight. And then just a gentle lean over to the right, or you can pick your shoulders up and pick yourself up to lean deeper into the right side. So again, side bending to the right for this left side body to open up. Good, and again, breathing into that side bend space. Try to keep your shoulders down. Try not to roll totally on the right side, right? We want our shoulder blades grounded, our hips grounding. So everything's still facing up towards the ceiling, so we're nice and flat. Okay, good. Exhaling, slowly release. Well, unwinding, coming right back to this nice long morning stretch. Bring your big toes together, arching up. And then exhaling, bending your knees, planting your feet down onto your mat, arms down by your sides. Okay, great. This is where we're going to grab our strap now. Okay, so we're going to start with our right leg. We're going to take our strap around our right foot, and we'll extend the right leg up towards the sky. Okay, so earlier we focused on just stretching through the backs of the legs. So again, we want to find that length through the back of the leg and not really thinking about pressing the knee totally straight, okay? But, you know, keeping a nice active lift through the kneecap so your quad's a little bit engaged here. And again, you're finding space through the back of the leg. So keeping this left leg bent, okay, is going to be a little bit more grounding. I'm definitely not going to say it's easier, okay? But you can keep this left foot, this left knee bent if you'd like, or you can start to extend the left leg long, okay? And once you extend that left leg long, okay, try not to let anything change through this right side, okay? So if you notice something changed in your body by lengthening the left leg, just go back to that bent knee, okay? You want to keep your spine long. You don't want anything in your pelvis, okay, and your upper back to change. Nothing changes when you straighten this leg. And if it did, just take a nice little bend in that knee, okay? Good, and we're just going to breathe here. Nice full deep breath as we stretch this right hamstring, right calf, okay, depending on how tight you are. Good. dropping your shoulders down, okay? And there's many ways to hold the straps. Having your arms straight like this may feel really comfortable for you. I'm kind of working through like a little thumb injury. So if your hands are tired, you're welcome to slide your hands down the strap and then have your elbows bend down by your sides, okay? And then that can also be nice and stabilizing here, so you have a little bit of an anchor with your arms bent as well, okay? And then again, focusing on that right hamstring opening up. Okay, good. And just breathe. Don't worry about what it's supposed to look like. Just be in the pose. Embody the pose. And again, don't worry about what my leg looks like, what the person's leg looks like next to you, okay, or what your leg looked like 10 years ago. It doesn't matter. Be here, be now, be present. Been using the mantra, I am, you are. Okay, so accepting myself as I am and accepting others as they are. Okay, not expecting or projecting anything on anyone, including yourself. Okay, so just be present, be with yourself, that self-care, that self-love. Okay, good. And then we're going to take the strap into our right hand. And again, your arm can be bent or straight, whatever feels good for you. And then we're just going to do this really small movement of rocking the leg from right to left. Okay, this is not big movement. It's really just kind of shifting through your hamstrings here as you shift a little bit of a little straight line on the ceiling with your foot. Okay, just nice and straight, horizontal here, just going from right to left. Nice and easy, nice and gentle. Think of this as massaging your hamstrings, even though it's a pretty intense massage, okay? Good. Good. And then you can start to move a little bit bigger, but as you start to move bigger, you want to move slower, okay? So try not to move too fast. If you let your right leg go to the right, let it be there, and then slowly let it pass, and lower lift over to the left. And again, just going nice and slow as you start to move bigger. Good. You can also do this without your hands, without the strap, okay? If you want to kind of work on a little bit of stability and strengthening, you do not have to keep your hand attached to the strap at all. Okay, great. From here, we're going to go ahead and bend this right knee into our chest. We'll take the strap out and we'll come into a twist. Right knee comes across to the left side. Right arm reaches out to the right. And I'm just going to place my left hand onto my knee here. And then again, my focus can be wherever my neck lies. Okay, so wherever it ends up is totally fine. Okay, good. And just breathe here. And then on your next inhale, we'll slowly make our way back to the center. Nice and easy, nice and gentle. Good. And then we'll slowly switch to the other side, okay? So left knee folds into your chest, taking the strap around your left foot, and then again, extending that left leg up towards the sky. Okay, and then again, make sure your hips are anchored evenly onto the mat here. Your spine is nice and long on the mat, okay? Don't really worry about compressing or pressing your low back into the mat. Let your spine be natural, nice natural curvature here, okay? And then again, make sure nothing changes. Everything should feel exactly the same when you start to extend this right leg out. And maybe it's just a little extension, so maybe it's only here for today. Maybe you only halfway straighten your leg. That's fine, okay? So again, it's about nothing changing in your body, okay? Maybe you straighten your leg all the way, and again, nothing changes. But if you feel a little bit of pulling or tightness as you straighten that right leg, just bend it back in, okay? You'll eventually be able to straighten that right leg out, okay? And again, I haven't really been doing a lot of these stretches, so I can definitely tell a difference when my right leg is bent or when it's straight, okay? So again, just be mindful of those things. Observe your body, observe those differences. Okay, good. Good, and then we're just gonna hang out here in this nice big deep hamstring stretch on the left side, okay? And again, really focusing on lengthening through the back of the leg as you start to bring your left leg in, maybe a pinch closer to start to get into the hamstrings a little bit deeper, okay? And again, you can choose your arm positions, whatever feels best for your hands and your shoulders, okay? I'm kind of going through, passing through both of them, and you're welcome to do that as well. Good, nice full deep breath. Okay, let's stay for about another 3 to 4 deep breaths here. Good, and then we're gonna place that strap into our left hand, okay? And then again, just pretty small movement of just shifting your leg just off center, so just gently from just left to right, okay? Like you're just drawing a straight line, horizontal on the ceiling here, okay? And again, the smaller movement, you can move, a little bit quicker. And again, think of it as like a little massage for your hamstrings as you kind of move through each thread of your hammies here. Okay, and then you can start to open up and go a little bit bigger, okay? So a little bit more range with the leg, and again, as you move bigger, you want to move slower, okay? So that you're moving mindfully and with control. So we don't want to use momentum here, and then we start to kind of pull on our low back a little bit, and we kind of throw ourselves off balance here. We want to stay really anchored through that right hip bone, the right back side of your body, okay? So nothing, again, is moving in your body, just your left leg is shifting from left to right. And again, the bigger you move, the slower and more controlled. And again, you don't even have to use your hands or the strap. You can do this with control and stability of your own leg, okay? Good. Okay, great. And then slowly we'll come back to the center. We'll bend that left knee into our chest, remove the strap, and we'll come into the supine twist here. So left knee comes across to the right side. Good. Left arm extends out to the left, and again, just place your head whatever feels comfortable or natural. Good, and then just breathing about 5 deep breaths here on this side. Embody the twist. And then slowly make your way back to the center again, nice and slow, nice and gentle here. Okay, good. And then we're going to stretch our legs up towards the sky, okay? And we're just going to give our legs a little shake, maybe even a few little bends here. Just shaking your legs out, getting the blood flow, and wakening up the legs again. Nice little shake, little bounces here. Some little heel bounces. Okay, great. And then we're going to slowly just make our way into Shavasana. Okay, so extending your legs out long onto your mat, and then palms turn up towards the sky. And we're not going to stay here too long, but just enough so that we can take a little rest and again another little observation of how our body feels right now versus when we first started moving together. Start with the tips of your toes. You can do one leg at a time as you make your way up towards the bottoms of your feet, the tops of your feet, into your ankles, your lower leg, your calves, the back of your leg, the front of your shin. into your knees, behind your knees, your whole knee joint. Working your way to the upper leg, the tops of your legs, your quads, all the way up into that hip point, and then behind the legs, the hamstrings, femur bone. Good. Working your way up into your pelvis. How does it feel on the mat? Your tailbone, your sacrum. In the front of your pelvis, okay, your lower abdominals, even those little hip points. Just noticing space in your lower body. And then working your way up, noticing your spine. What parts of your spine are touching the mat? Which part has space? Noticing your breathing, maybe all the way into your belly, your diaphragm, the rise and fall of your lungs and your rib cage, the front of your chest, your collarbones, your sternum, into your shoulders. Again, noticing which parts of your body are touching the mat and which parts have space. Noticing your shoulders, armpits, that upper arm, your biceps and triceps. Then your elbow joint, inside and outside, your forearms, to your wrists, the back side of your wrist, the inside, into your hands, palms of your hands, the space between each finger. And then just notice your neck and your throat. Not just the front of your neck, right? Think about the back side of your neck, all the way out through the crown of your head. Can you find a little more space there? Can you release tension in your face, your jaw, even in your eye sockets, in your brow line, all the way through each hair strand? As we begin to move out of our Shavasana, awakening the body, just starting to recognize how you can bring more peace, calmness, lightness off of your mat when the real practice begins. As you're learning about yourself through this self-care, through our yoga practice, how can you practice all those things with others? So much easier said than done, right? But it begins with us. Stretching your arms up over your head when you're ready. And then we'll slowly just come on up to a seated position. Okay, take your time. Sitting up nice and tall, just bringing your hands together at your heart center. Pressing your palms together firmly. Good. Take a nice big deep inhale in through your nose. And then big exhale out through your mouth. Slowly begin to smile in honor of your practice. practice of peace, we say namaste. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your week and your day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.